Mr. Biobata, representing the Executive Secretary of Fishery Committee, West and Central Gulf of Guinea. It's not working. Excuse me. Okay. Dr. Elizabeth Achari, representing WHO representative, country representative. Dr. Anthony Anshiu, Deputy Program Manager, NACP. Dr. Aou, Country Director of CDC. Director of Fishing Department, representative of Fishing Folks, colleague from ALCO, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. I feel honored in my capacity as Executive Secretary of the Abidjan-Lagos Corridor Organization to first of all wish you a cordial and fraternal welcome to this meeting. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you for responding to our invitation and joining us today for this IBBS Among Fishing Community Dissemination meeting, despite your busy schedule. The Abidjan-Lagos corridor is the most important road corridor in West African sub-region. It contributes 75% of economic activities within the sub-region and attracts an average of 62 million people in transit per year. The total resident population is estimated at 30 million. The Abidjan-Lagos Corridor Organization, ALCO, is an intergovernmental organization. This regional organization was set up in 2002 by the head of state of these 5 Western African countries, Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, to develop a regional response in addition to national response to stop the spread of HIV infection and facilitate the free movement of people and goods along the Abidjan-Lagos corridor. Ladies and gentlemen, HIV prevalence among adults varies from 1.3% Nigeria, 0.3% in Benin, 1.9% in Togo, 1.7% in Ghana, and 2.1% in Côte d'Ivoire. The highest HIV prevalence were observed among key populations such as female sex workers, men who have sex with men, and people who inject drugs. To address this pandemic among key population and mobile population along the Abidjan-Lagos corridor, ALCO has implemented several HIV response, including trade and transport facilitation projects since its inception. However, none of these projects has specifically targeted the fishing community. The same is true for the 5 ALCO countries where there is a lack of data to assess the magnitude of the AIDS epidemic among these highly vulnerable populations. This lack of evidence-based data could justify weak political and programmatic commitment to fishermen. However, it must be known that fishing is a significant economic activity for the population living along the sea that crosses these 5 coastal countries. The vulnerability of the fishing community to HIV and AIDS is due to interrelated causes. This includes the mobility and geographic celibacy of many fishermen, the time spent by fishermen away from home. Most of these factors may make this population vulnerable to HIV and AIDS, and likely to lack access to prevention, treatment, and care services. Ladies and gentlemen, to address the gap of accurate data on this vulnerable group, ALCO has conducted for the first time along the Abidjan-Lagos corridor the IBDS among fishing community. This is a regional survey which involved Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. Beyond its descriptive nature, this report provides information on the initiatives of the various stakeholders and assess the impact of their combined effort. The overall objective of this survey is to contribute to a better understanding of the HIV epidemic among the fishing community along the Abidjan-Lagos corridor, and to provide biological knowledge and behavioral indicators for planning and assessing the impact of HIV intervention among the fishing community. In line with the World AIDS Day theme, Equalize to End AIDS, the result of the survey among fishing community in Ghana will be presented this morning. This survey, I'm sure, will pave the way to properly address the need of this vulnerable target. We all know that Ghana has the longest stretch of this corridor and therefore the largest fishing population. May I call upon all stakeholders at various levels to take ownership of the result of this report as a valuable working tool to drive behavioral change and better planning of intervention and resources. Finally, I would like to express my gratitude to those involved in implementing HIV programs in 5 countries and to all technical and financial partners. Their contribution made it possible to make the result of this IBDS first edition available to fishing folks. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, let me particularly thank ALCO member countries for authorizing this survey. The financial support and the technical supervision are highly appreciated. My gratitude to UNAID through OPM for the financial support. My appreciation goes to FWCO for the financial support, and big thanks to all fishing folk for the commitment, participation, and support. Big thanks to the team of the consultant conducted by Professor Amos Lam. Special thanks to my boss, Dr. Chereme Atwane, who is also Vice Chairman of ALCO, for his personal commitment and support for making all this happen. Let me acknowledge the great job done by Josephine, my lovely sister from Ghana. Merci beaucoup, Josephine. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Last but not the least, big thanks to my colleague from ALCO, Secretary. Thank you, guys. You did a great job. On this note, I want to wish you all again a warm welcome and pray that our deliberation will be fruitful. Thank you.